Yo, 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 what's up, YouTube? It's the Junkie, and I'm back with another video. This one's not really a haul video or me showing off anything. Just got the camera pointed in a corner of my room so you guys can have something to look at. But I wanted to talk about, I've been off for a few days, and to help my wife. She's had a few health issues that we're trying to work through, and she's got a procedure done. So everything so far is good. So nothing to worry about there. But being off made me kind of think of, well, what started it is the other night I stay up real late, sometimes at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning when I'm off, and I saw a video of a YouTuber or a YouTube channel. I forget the name of the channel, something Pickers, but it's not one of the real big ones. It's like a smaller Pickers channel. Anyways, he does a lot of collectible. He finds like a lot of collectibles in like storage units or people selling collections or something, along that line. And his videos, he's got 3 of them up now, and I watched all 3. Very interesting, and the collection that he got was just amazing. So, yeah, it had Golden Age. It had full runs. This person that had this collection was a legit collector. They had cards. I'm talking sports cards, movie cards, superhero cards. They even kept the packets, like the individual packets. They flattened them out and kept them in bundles, and the boxes that they came in. So this guy bought like boxes of cards. He had horror movie posters, and I'm talking like mint. Like they weren't even hung up. They were folded in a box. I don't think they were even hung up. They were still folded when he got them, and I'm talking like movie size theater horror posters. Not only horror, but he had like a lot of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle stuff, some superhero posters, store exclusive posters that they would get back in the day that would say on sale here, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle comics, whatever, and then it had like a bubble with a dollar sign where you put in your own price, strictly for shops. Now, I don't know the whole entire backstory of this video, and I'm kind of rambling. I'm just kind of give you a layout of where I'm going with this video. And I don't know if the guy owned a shop. I don't think they really went over that, or I just missed it in the video. But apparently the guy passed, and his wife had this collection, and I think it had been in storage since like 1996 or a long time ago. We're talking 20 plus years it was in storage. And we're talking, I think he said it was 300 short boxes of comics, and just like I said, everything you could think of, toys, action figures, still sealed in the boxes. Some loose, but most of them were still sealed. Just all kinds of super rare stuff that I'm sure this collection, just the comics alone, was probably maybe $300,000. We're talking like pre superhero comics, Golden Age. I'm talking, and these books are in pretty decent condition. I mean, they've been in storage for 20 plus years, probably never even touched. So, anyway, the how it was. I think what I caught from the video is the wife. She's older, and I guess this thing was just kind of like a burden on her, and she just wanted to sell it, get rid of it, whatever. I don't know if they had kids and the kids didn't want it, or they didn't have any kids and it was just left to her after he passed, and she held on to it. God bless her soul. She held on to it. I think she said that they said in the video that he passed in like 96 or 97 or something like that, a long time ago. And she had held on to this collection for as long as I guess she possibly could. So she sold it to this guy. He didn't. The videos that I've seen so far, he didn't name a price of what he paid, but I'm sure it was pennies, and I'm talking pennies to the dollar of what this collection was worth. If you look on YouTube, I'm sure if you Google comic book collection bought by Picker or something along that line, it'll pop up. The last video was posted like 2 days ago, and I think he's pumped out 3 videos in the last week and a half, 2 weeks. But anyways, back to what I wanted to talk about is, I know I've kind of touched on this in a video before of like, what are you going to do with your collection when you're gone? And that's kind of where I'm at now. Again, another stage in my life that I'm at. My health's not the greatest. I'm not a gym rat. I don't eat real healthy. I've gained some weight. I mean, I'm going to be 53 this year. And if you guys don't know, a little tiny bit backstory. My dad passed when he was like 52 years old, when I was like 15, just turned 15, of a brain aneurysm. So I've pretty much, and my mom passed about 5 years ago, and I have, one of my sisters passed. I have 2 sisters, and I don't really talk to, I don't talk to anybody in my family at all. The only person, family, quote, quote, related that I talk to is my wife and her parents, and that's about it. So it made me think, it kind of hit kind of hard. Like, I'm getting a little choked up now thinking about it. Like, this guy's collection, anybody would have been proud of. I mean, I'm telling you, it was an amazing. If I find the link at some point, I'll try to add it to the description of this video, of one of the videos, and you can click on and look at the other 2 or 3, whatever he's going to post. He's going to post a ton of videos. And he's a whatnot seller, of course. And, whatever. So, it just made me think that this person that created this collection, like I said, I don't know the backstory. I don't know if the guy was a shop owner, and that's the reason he has such nice stuff, or he was like, I don't want to say most collectors on YouTube, because a lot of people on YouTube that make comic book videos are not collectors. They're flippers. I'm trying to flex my muscles and show you how much money I make per year, so I'm going to have, every first appearance ever created, 9 9s, 9 8s on my wall behind me as I make videos. I'm not one of those kind of guys. I'm a blue-collar worker, and I buy comics that I enjoy. I try to complete runs and things like that. That's what I like, digging in the dollar bin, which most of these guys on YouTube would look down on. Like, why are you digging in the dollar bin? You're not going to get any. It's not really about value, monetary value for me. It's more of, I like a nice collection. I like to have complete runs, complete stories. So when I do retire, I can come in here and read Secret Wars 1, 2, in the redo, all in a row. In floppy issues, whatever. That's just me. That's what I like. Is my collection valuable? I mean, if you did, a dollar value to it, it's a good chunk of change. Even if you valued most of my collection at $3, $4, $5, I still have some big boy books that I don't show. I have complete runs, which are sought after by collectors, and I'm talking collectors, not flippers. Flippers would look at my collection and be like, they would cherry pick it and take out maybe 5 long boxes and 10 short boxes worth of shit and say this is all that's valuable, the rest is just junk. To them, yes. To a collector, no. But it led me to come to the, I felt bad. I felt sad watching this video, and it's not meant to make you feel sad or depressed watching these videos, but at the stage of my life where I'm getting older, I'm not as healthy as I used to be. And who knows? My dad died. My dad was healthy, very athletic, very fit, and just in the middle of the night, boom, done, gone. And it's sad, and to this day, it still kind of fucks with my head. But I know I don't have long, and this collection is massive. I mean, it's overwhelming to me. And I love it. It's my collection. It's my stuff. And it's overwhelming to me. And I'm not meaning this video to come off as like, oh, the junkie is fucking overwhelmed by his collection, you get rid of it. It's not about me getting rid of it. It's not about me selling it. It's not about me downsizing. And I know that's what a lot of the comments are going to say, and that's fine. And I appreciate every comment. I appreciate every thumbs up, thumbs down, every view that I get on my channel. I appreciate it all. my channel's not for everyone. Obviously, by the look at the views of my videos, they get maybe 40, maybe 50 views and maybe 2 or 3 thumbs up, and that's fine. I understand. It's not for everybody. Nobody likes watching videos of somebody that went to the flea market and shows dollar books, or, you know, DC books that I get, or obscure Marvel titles, or why does this guy have 20 copies of Hansi or 30 copies of that, or, you know, 5 copies of this he buys 5 copies of this at the flea market. It's just the way I like to collect. And for me, I watched this video and I kind of looked past the collection. The collection was amazing. The collection was awesome. I think anybody out there that's going to watch this video would love to have that collection. I'm not going to lie to you. Anybody would love to have that collection. Even if you're just a key collector, you would love to have this collection. It was amazing. And I looked past that, and I looked past the guy he doesn't give a shit about this lady. He doesn't give a shit about the guy that spent probably decades getting this collection together, and the time he spent if he had it in a room or a storage unit or the garage or whatever. He doesn't look to the person that put that together. The time, the effort, the excitement, the thrill of the hunt, the time that the guy spent in that room just looking at his collection going, God damn, this is nice. I like this collection. It's mine. I created this collection. And then that person's just gone. You know? Sorry, guys. So this person's just gone now. So now it's up to his wife, who kept this collection and admired it and adored it, and long enough to where it got to a point in her life where she said, it's just, there's no, I don't know, I'm guessing on this part. I don't know the intentions of the lady that sold it. I'm assuming, quote unquote, that she was older and it was getting to be too much, maybe financially, to keep it in a storage unit, which is possible. As you figure, that's probably at least maybe $100 a month. For how many years? She said it was in storage since 96, 97. That's a lot of money just to keep your loved one's collection safe and stored away. But I'm sure at some point this collection became a burden to her. And, which is, you know, I'm not saying that it was a burden on her and she was like, oh, fuck, I just want to get rid of this shit. It was, you know, probably older and probably wasn't able to afford, I don't know, maybe the upkeep on the storage unit. But anyways, that she was willing to hold on to this collection for that long, and to me, that just speaks volumes, that you don't really find partners in life that are willing to do that. Can most of you guys say, if you died tomorrow, and let's leave the kids out of it, let's leave grandkids, you know, nieces, nephews, what if to say you don't have any of that, okay? You don't have any kids, you don't have anybody that you would think that would want your collection. Now I'm talking I mean, the smaller collectors out there are fine. You guys have just started collecting and whatever. But I'm kind of like focusing this more towards guys that have bigger collections. And bigger, I mean, you know, 5,000 and above comics. And whatever else you collect. Because this guy collected everything. Would your significant other, whether it be male, female, whatever, would they hold on to your collection for that long? And I'm not saying it's a burden. I'm not saying that. But to hold that weight of that kind of responsibility to keep that collection alive in your memory, that takes dedication, man. That takes love. Because most people, I feel, you know, I'm not talking like right away, but I'm talking like maybe a year or two after somebody passes, and you left behind this massive, insane collection. I feel somebody would just go to a comic shop and say, hey, listen, I got this big collection at my house. I want to get rid of it. I'm going to move. I'm going to blah, blah, blah. Whatever the case may be. And they would just sell it for pennies on the dollar. And it would just get rid of it. And not think about the person that created that collection. The time, the effort, the love, the passion that they had for that collection. And it's literally gone in seconds after the deal's made. And it's going to go to somebody that doesn't give a shit about you, doesn't give a shit about who the junkie was, and what I love to collect, and why I collected the way I collected. They don't care about that. They're going to go through my collection, they're going to cherry pick the shit out of it, and the rest of my comics are going to go to a dollar or $2 bin for a bunch of people just to dig through and whatever. And my legacy is gone. That's it. Except for the videos that I have on YouTube. Other than that, it's gone. So I've discussed this with Jessica, and she has told me that she would keep my collection because it was something that I was passionate about, and she would keep it for, in her words, until she's gone. Now, do we really want to put that kind of burden on the person we love? I mean, it's not intentional. We don't build, and I'm sorry if my video is rambling and it's all over the place or whatever, it's fine. I mean, but we don't create our collections and think long term like, oh, this is going to be a burden on my significant other. This is going to be a pain in the ass for them to deal with if they have to move. You know, it's a lot of work. You know what I mean? It's a lot of work to, like, I mean, my collection's over 50,000 comics. That's a lot of work to, you know, move to another, if they had to move to another state, or, you know, deeper into the state or further into the state or whatever, just to pack this collection up would take, she would have to rent a bigger size truck and a moving company and have them come in and move my collection for her when I'm gone. And it just made me sad. It's a totally random video, and it's going to be a little bit longer, so I appreciate if you guys watch or whatever. But it just made me think, like, when you watch these videos of these guys going to garage sales, and I mean, I'm guilty of it too. I mean, I don't really go to garage sales to look for comics. I go to the flea market, mainly is where I go, in my comic book shop. So I'm not out really taking from, I mean, I guess in a way, I guess people sell it to the flea market and then they sell it. But I'm not really going to somebody's house and buying somebody's collection that they collected and they were passionate about, that maybe passed or went to school, moved off to school, and the parents are just wanting to get rid of it, or whatever the case may be. But it just really hit home watching those videos. And at first I was amazed by the collection, just the sheer vastness and the sheer awesomeness of this collection. And then it kind of hit me like, man, this could be my collection one day. You know what I mean? Like, at what point does your significant other say, look, listen, I'm 67, I'm 80, I'm 70 years old, and I have this massive, 50,000 comic book collection, and I have to somehow let it go. I have to get rid of it. And it just made me think. It's kind of sad on both parts. On the guy that created the collection, that his collection is just now to a whatnot seller that doesn't care about the legacy of the collection. You know what I mean? They don't, they don't care about the legacy of the collection, if that makes sense. They only care about, oh, look, this poster, they had found, Exorcist posters that were mint. Oh man, I bet I'd get blah 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 and whatnot. And it's just this person's collection is now going to be broken up, sold off, and no one's going to think about the guy that spent all that time taking care of it, creating that collection, and then the poor wife who at some point in her life said, enough is enough, and I have to move on from this collection. Now I'm totally speculating on this part, but yeah, it just hit home, made me sad. So I drove to Starbucks, and on the way back, I'm like, I want to make a video, just kind of giving my thoughts on collecting and the legacy of our collection, and like, what do you think's really going to happen to your collection when you're gone? Now, I know a bunch of you guys out there have grandkids and kids that would love your collection. So it's going to get, to me, that's awesome, because not only have you created an awesome legacy of a collection, but you have people on the doorstep willing to take that collection on that are just as because a lot of guys out there are taking their sons and their daughters comic book hunting with them, and collecting comics with them, and letting them pick out their own titles and collecting what they love. And it's awesome, because them kids are going to inherit that collection, and they're going to love it. It's going to be embedded into their memories that, hey, I did this with my dad, or I did this with my mom, or my uncle, or my grandpa, or my grandma. And they're gonna cherish that collection, so that when they have kids, they'll instill that hopefully they will instill that passion in them, so that collection will get passed down. I'm sure at some point it will get sold off. At some point, 3 generations down, somebody will say, you know what, I want the money, I'm going to sell it, it's a big money pot, I'm just going to sell it, get rid of it, and cash out. Sure. But, I don't know, it just made me sad thinking that this guy created this collection, and for some reason, he's not here any longer, and the wife took it over, and she loved her husband so much that she kept it for that long until it became a burden for her. And at some point she said, unfortunately, I have to get rid of it. And to go to, maybe the video would have hit a little different if it went to another passionate collector that saw this collection and said, you know what, I'm going to inherit this collection, I'm going to buy it, and I'm going to keep everything for myself. It's all going to be me. Maybe sell some, maybe you're not into horror movies, or maybe you're not into movie posters or sports cards. And, kind of contradicting a little bit of what I say, but maybe sell that stuff up and keep the comics. Or keep the cards, sell the comics. But it's still kind of the same thing as what the Whatnot seller's doing. So, like me, if I found that collection, I would keep everything. I've only sold maybe 2 or maybe 3 comics my entire life, out of my entire collection. Out of the entire time I've collected since I was 8 years old. 45 years, give and take, minus a few for breaks. But I would keep that collection, man. I would find a way to make it work. I would rent a storage unit and funnel it in there, and until we eventually buy our house, and then I would just turn the garage into part. I'd park outside, let my wife park in the garage, and I would turn my half of the garage into a comic book room, plus a room. And my wife is so awesome that she would let me do that. I'm very fortunate to have a very special soul in my life. You don't find many people like that. Found this at the flea market for $1. Trying to get from not being too emotional. $1. Sucks the adamantium out of Wolverine's out of his body. Anyways, to find somebody that special that would let you be a kid and have a passion of something and not criticize you or say, hey man, your collections are getting too big, you need to downsize. She's offered to let me move it into closets around the house because she knows I'm passionate about that. And I truly do believe after I pass, she will keep this collection. Just like this lady did in the video. For as long as she can. Because she knows it meant something to me. And that's the moral of the story. So, just my thoughts. What do you guys think? Do you think your legacy will carry on? Do you think, do you ever think about, now, like I said, smaller collections, it's probably not as much of a burden. And I'm not saying small collections are not whatever. I'm just saying some people like to keep a small collection. Like they only want to collect X-Men books or Batman or Superman. They don't buy anything else, and that's fine. And you may have only 30 long boxes or 30 short boxes, or you may only have 10. Do you think the person in your life would carry on that legacy? And do you ever think about, if it's a burden to them, or do you ever think, like, what's going to happen in long term? And I'm kind of focusing more on the people that don't have anybody to leave a collection to. Just your significant other. And it made me think, it's like, is it kind of selfish of me to do that? To keep this massive collection until I die. And then I'm dead. That's it. There's no more junkie. There's no more somebody coming in here and dusting or vacuuming. No, I'm sure my wife would do that. She would do all of that. But it makes you think, man, am I putting a burden on somebody to lug this around for the rest of their life? Now, here's the kicker. I'm 53. Well, I'll be 53 in September. Jessica will only be 41 in September. So, do the math. Do the speculation on life. And obviously, at some point, my wife is going to be the lady in this video. And do we do something now? Is what I'm asking. Well, I guess in a way I'm kind of asking, do we do something now to kind of lessen that burden on the significant other? Now, like I said, people that have grandkids and kids and nephews and nieces that would love this, that are going to inherit this collection, this question is not really geared towards you because you have a plan for your collection. It's going to go to so-and-so. It's going to get split up between my 3 grandsons or my 2 granddaughters or whatever. This is kind of geared towards the people that don't have anybody that this collection's going to go to. When you're done, that's it. There's no one there that's going to get this collection. And to think that this poor guy, and it just went to a whatnot seller, man. It's kind of sad. It's kind of depressing. It makes you really come in here and look and think, I don't want that to happen to my collection, man. But unfortunately, at some point in time, that will happen to my collection because my wife will not be able to carry this on forever. And I don't blame her. I mean, anyways, guys, that's it. Now I'm just rambling, but give me your thoughts. Give me your, if you want to make response videos like we used to do in YouTube back in the day when YouTube was cool. We used to do tag videos and response videos. And that was the golden age of YouTube, man. Now it's just, you look on and it's people, just, I don't know, it's just showing big boy books. And it's not always about big boy books, man. It's about the passion. It's about the love of your collection. It's about digging in boxes and finding runs and finding stories that are unique and fun to read. And it doesn't have to be, a 9.9 or a 9.8. And it doesn't have to be, an X-Men 1 or Avengers 1. It doesn't have to be that. It's about loving what you love, man, and collecting. So anyways, guys, leave me comments. Leave me a video response if you want to do it. And if you do, tag me so I can watch it. I love watching shit like this. I love watching people that are passionate about comics. And, yeah. Anyways, guys, this is Junkie. Sorry for the depressing video. Didn't mean to get choked up. But it is what it is. Hope you enjoyed it. And leave me a thumbs up. And definitely comment. And, like I said, if you want to make a response video, awesome. And tag me. Alright, guys. It's a Junkie, and I'm out. Peace.